let's get going.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the second year of the Misties 2023. Welcome to the virtual award ceremony brought to you by MistyWest and Nordic Semiconductor, where we get to announce and celebrate the top 20 individual leaders in intelligent and connected devices. Welcome all, and welcome those who joined on the live stream on YouTube. You may notice that you're able to comment, and those comments will be read, and we'll do our best to incorporate them into this award ceremony. All right, so let's quickly go over the schedule here. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Misties and what it's all about. And we'll get a message from our platinum sponsor, our title sponsor, Nordic Semiconductor. Then there'll be a brief panel discussion from 4:25 to 5:05 p.m. discussing and exploring AI at the edge. We have some amazing speakers here that are joining us today. Sanctuary AI from SRI and Nordic. And then also we'll have some messages from our sponsors from Thistle and UChoice. And we also will be announcing the winners for the top 20. Each winner will have a minute to give an acceptance speech. And then the virtual happy hour will start at 5:45 p.m. That's when we release the link to the Zoom, and others on YouTube and whatnot are able to come and join in the breakout rooms and get to meet some of the winners, some of the judges, and the sponsors for the Misties. All right, so what are the Misties? You know, a lot of people joined us last year, and they kind of know a little bit about it, but I think it bears repeating regardless, even if you're new or you've been here before. So first of all, I should mention MistyWest is a Vancouver-based engineering and design consultancy. We exist because we want to create an inclusive and prosperous global community, and specific to trying to achieve the sustainable development goals. And we're the company that created the Misties Awards because there was nothing else like it. And we thought to ourselves, boy, you know, an award really ought to exist, where we honor the individual leaders who have successfully commercialized products that are advancing the UN Sustainable Development Goals. We're now in our second year. So last year was the first year. This is the second year of the awards. So in some ways, we're sort of just getting started. But we expect the Misties to grow into one of the largest communities in hardware development in the world, and the largest award of its kind. That's our aspiration. And we think that this, if we succeed, it'll help achieve the sustainable development goals, and it'll help build the community so that it's a strong, vibrant, flourishing community of people, of individuals across many different companies with a common sense of purpose. So who are the Misties judges? Well, you may notice that some of these people work for a very wide variety of companies. Not every one of them is a intelligent and connected devices engineer or product designer. In some cases, they built software tools that are used by engineers. In other cases, they are product managers. Let's just go through some of the names here and thank them. So we have Atheno Demos. By the way, many of these people will be joining the breakout rooms at 5:45. So you have a chance to meet many of these judges, and many of them are watching the live stream right now. And if you post your comments and questions, you might get an answer from them. So we have Atheno Demos, who's the co-founder of BlackRock Creative, Karen Yang from Labelbox, Suchit, who's actually, he's from SolidWorks, and they were a sponsor last year, and they helped in some ways kind of help co-create the awards. Cyril from SOSV, Sherry Huss from one of the co-founders of Maker Faire, Derek, who actually used to work at MistyWest. He's a major shareholder in MistyWest, and he helped sort of one of the founding team members of this company, and presently works at a really great company called Form in Vancouver. He's director of product engineering there. Doris Tang, who's a strategic partner and manager at X, and Naomi Hamels from Altium, Janet from Dame Products, Maze from Royal Canadian Navy. Linda is an amazing design hardware engineer from Extron Electronics. Chris Massot from Chris Masso, sorry, mispronouncing your name, co-inventor, co-innovation at director of co-innovation at Microsoft. Chuck Martin, who's the on the editorial side, and he's an expert on AI and IoT at Informatech. Eric, the CEO of IoT One, Eric Walenza. Alex Gadilko, who's the CEO of AJ Pro Tech Product Development. This next batch has 3 winners from last year in it. These 3 winners have come on to join us as judges. Next slide, please. First one is Josie Haynes, CEO and co-founder of Josie Haynes Consulting, and who at the time when she won, I believe she was working for Tile Tracker. And Steve Barker, founder and director, Prospect Control. Adam Rusick-Sobel, founder and CEO of CareBand. So thank you to those 3 winners from last year who come on to be judges. To all the top 20 winners who are on right now, please do let us know if you want to be a judge next year. We would be delighted to have you. Abby Rosenthal, a partner at Blue Cell Partners. Bram Greenan, CEO of Revolver. Jeanette Numbers, founder of Nova. Jonathan Berry, CEO of Goliath. Greg Allen, Chrysalix Venture Capital. Trevor Clark, CTO of Industrial AI. Richard Marks, Director of Technical Project Lead at Google, and is now at a university. I believe it was I'm gonna butcher this. We'll come back to that. Thomas Soderholm, VP Business Development at Nordic Semiconductor. Gordon Deans, President of Telir Technologies. And Alea Ryden, who's also a founding team member of MistyWest, who now is working for a stealth creative agency. And Jake Blair, Director of Business Development at Thistle Technologies. Thank you to our judges. A massive thank you to you all. This award series would not be possible without you. Thank you so much. Misty sponsors, thank you so much to our title sponsor, Nordic Semiconductor. What can I say? You've been an amazing partner for this event. You were a partner and sponsor last year. You're an even bigger contributor this year. You are a wonderful company. We use MistyWest. We use Nordic in the parts that we design. I think we've done something like over 30 projects now with Nordic chipsets. What can I say? You've been a wonderful partner. Thank you so much, Nordic. Thistle Technologies is a gold sponsor. Jake is here. He'll have a few words to say. Great partner, done great things. U-Choice Manufacturing. I think we have 7 different PCB projects are being manufactured by U-Choice for MistyWest right now. U-Choice is a fantastic company. If you need PCBs manufactured, highly recommend them. And of course, everyone knows Duro Labs. Duro, amazing company. Mechanical engineers love Duro. Thanks, Duro, for being a sponsor. All right, next slide, please. All right, so just a reminder, make sure you stay on for the happy hour at 5:45. The Zoom link will be dropped in the chat, in this chat. I mean, you don't have to drop it in this chat, but it'll be dropped in the YouTube chat, I meant to say. So everyone who's watching right now on the live stream on YouTube will be able to click on that link and come and join the Zoom happy hour. So here are a few words from our platinum sponsor from Nordic. Go ahead, Nordic. Do you want me to introduce you? Scott Odell, and is your audio working?
Yeah, thanks, Lee.
Scott Hensley from Nordic, welcome.
Thank you. Got the Scott and Scott show tonight. So yeah, thanks, Lee. First off, my name is Scott Hensley. I'm the America's VP of Sales for Nordic. I've been with Nordic for about 5 years now. I'm based in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but I spent years with various semiconductor companies in the past. So thanks for having me tonight. Appreciate it. All right, well, let's move. First off, let me just say that before I get into this, that certainly all of us at Nordic are honored to be associated with this great event again this year, and so thank you, and we certainly look forward to the awards and the festivities planned a little later on. So what I wanted to do is just take a few slides here for those who don't know anything about Nordic, just a quick flyover, just to give you a sense of what it is we do. I think first and foremost, we're a Norwegian fabless semiconductor company. Company's been around for quite a few years, roughly 1,500 employees, and we're a publicly traded company on the Oslo Stock Exchange. I think the key focus for us as a company is that we are the leading ultra-low wireless supplier when it comes to connected devices. Everything we do and everything that's in our DNA is develop chips around low power. Everything else comes second. So low power is the name of the game, whether it's a BLE device, whether it's a Wi-Fi device, or whether it's one of our cellular devices. So that's key for us in the integration. We obviously make integrated circuits, but I'll tell you that I've had many engineers tell me that, Scott, your silicon is fantastic, but the main reason we use you guys is your software. Your embedded software is like no other. You open it up, it works. I don't have issues with it. And I find that more engineers enjoy our software suite and development tools that go along with our silicon. So we're very fortunate to great software embedded group that supports that. Next slide, Madison. I think just to give you a quick shot of the journey we've been on, really back several years ago, we got started in the game controllers, the wireless game controllers. We had a proprietary 2.4 gig device that was well suited for a lot of the wireless gaming controllers then. And then very shortly after that, a lot of the PC peripheral guys had picked up our device as well, primarily wireless keyboards and mice. If you pick up probably any wireless keyboard or mouse that you have on your desk or anywhere at your office, there's probably a 99% chance that there is a Nordic device in that. And then along about 2010, 2011, when the BLE specification rolled out and Nordic entered that market with our integrated device with a processor and radio. And we found very quickly that the wearable market, fitness market, took off like a rocket for us in the wearable space. And that was kind of our first expansion, if you will, as a company. We'd all been talking about the Internet of Things for I don't know how many years, and I would say probably about 2018 or 2019, it finally took off. And today we're across every market segment there is, whether it be industrial or commercial or medical. We touch every single market today, and you can kind of see that with the growth we've had over the last 2 or 3 years. Okay, next slide, please. I think the other thing that's important is we're continuing to invest. In the last 5 years, we've invested over $500 million in R&D. We still are the leaders of the pack when it comes to short-range BLE technology, but we're not just resting on our laurels. There's a number of new products that have been in the pipe that are going to roll out this year and next year. And so about 60% of that was invested in newer generation devices that will be even lower power, even more powerful with multiple processors, if you will, and much more security domains in them as well. Also, but we've also started to spend a great deal of our money now in the emerging technologies such as Wi-Fi, embedded Wi-Fi, and our cellular products. You can kind of see that. So we're investing in the future. Okay, Madison. Kind of hard to try to throw everything on one page here, the portfolio, but I will tell you we do have a pretty extensive portfolio of products, and from a Bluetooth standpoint, we have a couple of different families that are our bread and butter, if you will, from very small form factor devices with low memory footprints to much higher end devices with multi-core and much more flash memory. Our cellular portfolio has primarily been one device for the last couple of years. Next week, we'll introduce 2 new devices to that family. And just the cellular part for those it's not cellular. When it comes to like cellular, you think of your cellular phone, if you will. This is very slow data rates, much slower data rates, much lower power. These things have to set out in the wilderness, if you will, for 10 or 15 years on a battery. And so this is one of the lowest power cellular technologies that's out there today. Not a lot of people know that we also offer power management devices as well. And so we have developed a series of PMICs that set inside our cellular SIP package. And we have some unique properties with that. So we've rolled that out into a family as well, expanding. And then obviously we have our new family of dual band Wi-Fi 6 products that we're rolling out as well. So I encourage you to take a look at our website and take a look at all the different products that are there. Okay, Madison, thank you. This is something that's really important to us. Any customer that has a widget that they're designing today that puts a Bluetooth low energy device in it will need to have their end product certified, if you will. And so once that product is certified, it's actually public information. So not only can Nordic see all of our customers, we can see all of our competitors as well. And our competitors can see us as well. And this is actually a measuring stick for us that we track every month of every quarter. And you can see that year on year, we continue to hold roughly 40% market share in the BLE space. And if we look at just Q1 specifically, we were actually at 46% market share. So we probably have a 4x lead on our nearest competitor when it comes to BLE certifications worldwide. So that's an important measuring stick for us. Okay, next slide. And I mentioned earlier the software tools. I was trying to find one slide that could just crystallize the message. And I think the software tools are for us are a huge competitive advantage for our embedded designers. You know, our software tool, which we call NRF Connect, essentially provides a unified code base for all of the Nordic hardware to just simplify things. This way, you're not managing multiple tool sets across multiple technologies. You have one tool set that supports all the device drivers and the middleware and all the connectivity protocols. All you have to do is put your application on top. So it is a very, very slick tool to use, and then a varying number of development kits as well that we offer up to support our designers. So very, very strong software and dev kit community.
Yeah, and I'm going to just chime in a little extra here on this one because I think it's so key is, and it's core to Nordic's DNA is everything that we've done, we built it, we invented it in-house, right? So we didn't come up with we didn't get our Wi-Fi or our cellular through acquisition. We built it. And that's why all of the software, whether you're using us for BLE, for Wi-Fi, for cellular, for Matter, for Sidewalk, is all a unified SDK. It doesn't matter what you're doing. So we run into a lot of customers that are, in their system, they've got 3, 5, maybe 6 different SDKs they have to manage for a embedded design. With Nordic, you use one, and it's a huge advantage for the customers, in the ability to get to market and the ability to manage that product after it's been released as well. So, yeah, it's a super cool aspect of our engagements.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. Appreciate that. I think behind that too is a very strong support team that we have. The Dev Zone is a world-class open forum developer community. This is, many developers, millions of visits to this site, and it's backed by a great support team out of Norway. Different groups have different expertise, whether it be cellular or BLE or Wi-Fi. So a very, very strong support mechanism behind that, which is important. On top of that, we introduced a thing called the Dev Academy probably about a year ago. And, this essentially is a free interactive learning platform that allows our users to go there and learn about the various technologies and develop code and take through the classes and work through some of the stuff. So I've had some really good feedback from some developers that have gone through it. So I encourage you to take a look at that. And then we also have a wide variety of online tech webinars and seminars. And we also do in-field what we call our global tech tours. We just finished one up the second half of the year in the US. We actually have one going on in APAC right now. And we hop from city to city, 50 to 100 engineers set through for a day. There's a lot of really good information and a lot of hands-on experience. And then we have a lot of field application engineers across the Americas and the globe that are also in the local time zone for support as well. So a very, very strong support. And thank you. I think at the end of the day, we're highly committed as a company to the UN Sustainability Development Goals. I mean, let's face it, making a semiconductor is not the greatest thing in the world for the environment. I mean, it's between the materials that are mined and the water and the power for a fab site and the chemicals and you name it. So we are highly focused as a company on making sure that our products are going into end products that can kind of give back, whether that be clean water and sanitation or health, or reducing emissions from warehouse lighting or street lighting. So we're highly focused on all these areas. We actually pay our people to stay highly focused in this area to reduce as best we can and help the world from a carbon footprint standpoint. So it's an important thing for us. I think that's important for the team to know here. So that's what I had, Madison. I know that there was probably just a short video after this. I don't know if we can tee that up. If we can, great. If not, then we can move on. But thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you
Can
so
you guys
much.
hear the video?
No.
This was one step of the technical troubleshooting I didn't fix, and I'm so sorry. This is the audio sharing for a Google slide. Sorry, Scott.
It's all right. No problem.
It's close. It's got the captions.
That's right. That's right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, Madison, if we want to move on, that's quite all right. That somebody can click on YouTube and see that at any time. Feel free to move on to your next presenter if you want. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, if you want to drop this video actually into the chat, like into the live stream chat, people can have the option to watch it after.
Will do. Thank you.
And there may be an opportunity to show it once we get the technical difficulty figured out as well. I think I know what the problem is, but it'll take us a couple minutes to fix. But thank you for your patience.
I might have to stop sharing to make it work, so let's not worry about it. So sorry about that.
That's okay. Thanks, Madison.
Okay. All right, to Stephen Cheng, please check the messages in the chat regarding your audio. Let's get this panel discussion started. How are we doing for time, Madison? Looking like
I keep muting myself, and I keep so we are just a couple minutes over, but yeah, we're still doing okay, so let's keep going.
Awesome. Let's kick this thing off. All right, first of all, before we do introductions, I want to say just a few quick words about these three individuals. The name of this panel talk is Exploring AI at the Edge. Very timely topic. I think we can all agree. We've now entered the AI age in some ways. So we like to say, increasingly intelligent devices. So obviously the Misties are all about intelligent and connected devices. It really does seem like the sort of smart side, the intelligent side. It used to mean like we had a smart fridge or something like that. It was like a connected fridge. But now having a smart fridge quite literally means, the fridge is getting really smart for real this time. We have three wonderful speakers joining us today. Jordy Rose, co-founder of Sanctuary AI. Nilith Paul Chowdhury Mithun from computer vision. He's a computer vision researcher at SRI International. You might know that company because they're the ones who invented Siri. Sold Siri to Apple. And Scott Odell from Nordic Semiconductors. We have some heavy hitters here today. Why don't we give you each a chance to introduce yourselves, starting with Jordy. Go ahead, Jordy.
Thanks a lot, and thanks for having me. I'm Jordy Rose. I'm the CEO and one of the co-founders of Sanctuary. Previously, I did a PhD in physics a long time ago, and I also founded D-Wave, which was the world's first quantum computing company, and was the CEO previous to Sanctuary of a company called Kindred, which was acquired by Ocado a couple of years ago.
Awesome, thank you, Jordy. All right, let's move on to who wants to go next? Don't be shy. Let's try to pin. We're going to try to pin your Madison. Can you also help me pin the panelists? Thank you.
Yeah, we got Scott Odell.
Scott, go ahead. Why don't you go next?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, just a quick bio from me. 23-year veteran of the low power embedded semiconductor industry up here in the Pacific Northwest. Also sit on the advisory board with the College of Engineering at Washington State University up in Everett. I'm a pilot, I'm a skier, outdoor enthusiast, and outside of that, yeah, family and all that good stuff. So yeah, life is busy, but glad to be here.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Nilith Paul.
Nilith Paul, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Lee and Madison. I'm Nilith Paul, very excited to be here. In terms of my background, I have like more than 10 years of experience working with machine learning and computer vision. I'm excited to be in this age of AI. And I have a PhD in computer vision. Before that, I have worked with Samsung Electronics. Now I work at SRI International, and we develop AI techniques to tackle real-world challenges. And at SRI, we engage in different early-stage research and development projects with government and other commercial partners. Thank you.
Awesome. I'm going to do my best to try to pin the speakers. As long as everyone else is on mute, they should show up as the speaker automatically. We'll change the settings if not.
And can you put your video back on, Lee, if that's possible?
Yeah, absolutely. There we go. My video's back on. All right, awesome. Yeah. So hey, everybody. Yeah. So the goal here for the next this panel is to have the four of us show up in just a screen of four people. We might need a little bit of help, technical assistance. If someone knows how to do that, please write in the chat. But yeah, we're gonna keep moving here though and start out with the questions. So thank you for this short introduction. Yes, please do, feel free to talk about the work that you're currently doing. Feel free to go into whatever level of detail you're comfortable with. But we're going to start out with a major question here right off the bat. We're going to hit you with a big, heavy one here to start with. What's a major prediction about the future of intelligent and connected devices that you'd like to make? Let's start with Jordy. Jordy first. Go ahead.
Predictions, the most dangerous of all, especially if this is being recorded. We're trying to build systems that have what you think of as human-like intelligence, which is the ability to perceive the world, make models of it, sort of like we do in our own minds, understand it the same way we do, and then act on it the same way we do. So this idea, which is sometimes called embodied AI or embodied cognition, is much more valuable and important than the AI that we have today. So the merging of the trends in AI with trends in robotics and making machines have the sorts of properties that we take for granted in ourselves and other animals is what we're trying to do at Sanctuary. I do believe that just more generally, the trends of getting better at building robots and getting better at building AI seem to be inevitable trends, and they intersect in smart machines that will be a lot more like animals than the machines that we have today. And this will revolutionize everything about human society. So I think that the idea of edge devices and AI really culminates in being able to build machines that are a lot more like animals than they are now. They have their own goals. They understand the world the same way that an animal or we would, and they can act on it and affect outcomes. So big goal-seeking machines, unlike the ones that we build today.
It's a great answer, Jordy. I appreciate that. And Nilüfer, why don't you take a crack at the same question? We're looking for your big, bold predictions here. A little bit about. Tell us, in your opinion, what does the future of intelligent and connected devices look like? Are you willing to make a bold prediction here?
Yeah, like I think it's obvious that it's more and more we are going for enhanced personalization, and there are like improved AR and VR experience. If I go into more details, for example, like in this intelligent and connected devices we are using for a long time, but it's going for more. It's trying to understand more user preference and provide more personalized response. Like these smart home systems are already adapting to our individual preferences. And now maybe it will try to use our facial recognition, maybe our user behavior to do more of what entertainment to suggest or what temperature or lighting to choose in the room. And I think like one revolution can come in healthcare side, which I see still a little bit less, because like as more data become available, and now people are more responsible, and we are getting to learn how we can maintain privacy and still use this data to train our big machine learning models. So I think those these devices can help suggest these personalized treatments by analyzing these vast amounts of medical data and user behavior. So I think this is a big thing. And also with AR and VR, I think it's obvious that we'll have significant improvement. But I think that one thing is still missing. Like we are still in more, the compelling experience are more coming in indoor of VR virtual reality, but maybe you will see more on outdoor augmented reality, because I work on that, and still I see it's very challenging problem. So
absolutely,
I think we'll see a lot of more in that.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. I'll never forget the time when I put on a headset, and for the first time, I was able to walk up to my wife and kiss her on the lips while I had the headset on, because I could see the pass-through video, and it was with the Oculus Quest 2. And it made me go, aha, okay, this is going to be a thing. Pass-through video is going to happen. So I thought that was very interesting. And on the computer vision side, yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, obviously, we're seeing just huge breakthroughs with we can't even really call it computer vision anymore. Machine vision,
all are connected so much, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And
that's
right. Yeah.
And
you were giving this example, right? I was thinking like maybe you can think of maybe some place you visited with your wife, and you have some pictures. You want to go to that place and have a walkthrough, right? You have some images. Like we have AI models create these site models, and you can go back in past and do a walkthrough, right?
I love it.
These things might come true soon.
I hope so. Scott, go ahead. What's your take on the future of intelligent and connected devices? Can you make a bold prediction for us today?
Yeah, one prediction only. I think the neat thing about this whole conversation is I don't think we've even scratched the surface on what intelligent and connected devices are or going to be in the future. We haven't even scratched the surface of really all things IoT. I'm so impressed by the continual design creativity of the design community to solve a myriad of different problems that are out there, right? We've got folks that are building robots that are going to be lifelike. We've got folks that are just trying to keep people safe in really rugged and nasty environmental conditions, right? And there's the depth and the amount of problems that are being solved out there. We're not even at the very tip of the iceberg yet. So I'm super excited to kind of continue to see how that all goes. I think from a problem sort of perspective, especially when you talk about connected devices, the decisions about protocols and what protocols to use when and where and all that kind of stuff continues to get harder instead of better, right? We've got Wi-Fi, BLE mesh, BLE audio, Zigbee Matter, cellular, DECT NR plus. We got sub-gigahertz, and customers need to take all of those sort of decisions super carefully and understand what's going to be around the future. Develop hardware that's going to be flexible. And I think those problems and those challenges are getting harder, not better. And then personally, I'm just super bullish about what's going on in low power cellular and non-terrestrial type networks and connections to truly provide global connectivity around the world, whether it's, for some, high throughput device or just a sensor that needs to be out somewhere remote and needs to live off a very small battery. I think both cellular and non-terrestrial networks are going to be a really interesting trend over the next couple of years.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott. That's a great answer. Well, that's a good segue actually into LLMs, generative AI and large language models, Mid-Journey, Stable Diffusion, ChatGPT, Bard. It really does seem like there's been sort of an explosion of intelligence of sorts. Maybe it's not AGI per se, but it certainly sometimes feels like it is. It was almost like prescient that when that guy, I don't really know the whole story, but that guy at Google who's like, they created an artificial life form and we need to protect it, and he sort of freaked out, and I feel like everyone kind of ridiculed that guy a little bit, and now we're all like, oh Jesus, okay, maybe maybe we're not that far off after all. I don't know. But yeah. So speaking of LLMs, large language models, generative AI, I guess the question here is like how much has these recent breakthroughs in AI affected in the last few months, maybe the last year, I guess. How much has it affected your business and your products? Jordy, why don't we start with you first again? I mean, obviously you're building a giant robot that uses AI, so I mean, it seems obvious it would affect you, but maybe has it affected you in ways that weren't so obvious?
Well, it's not really a giant robot.
Sorry.
We could have built that. It's more of a medium-sized robot. Yeah. So yesterday we were at an event in Toronto where Suzanne Gilder, who's the CTO at Sanctuary, gave a presentation on this very topic, and there's no way that I can do the topic justice in time that I've got. But the way that she described the role of large language models in intelligence itself was through the lens of asking a very simple question. Why can't the current state of AI make me a cup of tea? So this is a very simple thing that pretty much anybody can do. It was prefaced by the guy who runs this event asking his 12-year-old son to go and get him a cup of coffee, and then running down, all of the things that you needed to do to be able to do that. You need to understand, he's never been in this room before. He doesn't know where the coffee is. He has to know what coffee is to begin with. He needs to know how to interact with people. He needs to know how to navigate to the place. He needs to be able to grasp it and pick it up and bring it to somebody who have to climb stairs to get to. So the list of things that we do as people that we consider to be reasonably required in order to be considered intelligent is a very long list, and the current state of AI and robotics can do virtually none of it. So the shortish answer to your question is that while these autoregressive generative token prediction models are interesting and certainly fake certain properties of cognition, their place in the overall picture of how you would use them to generate a real cognition, something that was like a human-like intelligence, is not clear. I do think that they do have a role, but the appearance from the outside and a lot of the hype that surrounded them is not. It's been way turned up to 11 versus where it should be. Will they be important for certain applications? Yes. Are they related to human cognition? Probably not. So I don't want to turn down the temperature too much and be a wet blanket on this, because of course it's a major advancement. But I see them more as being like a tool in a tool chest, where what we're actually trying to build is the tool builder. They're not a tool builder. They're not a mind, and they can't be because they lack certain properties that are required in order to be a mind. So I've been following this field very closely since its inception about 12, 13 years ago, when the first models like this were being built. And I followed it with interest since the beginnings of those days. I think this was kind of predictable that it would go this way. What hasn't been predictable, in my view, is how people have reacted to them like they're more than they are. So maybe I'll just leave it at that. They're an important development, but they're not a transformative breakthrough.
Yeah, it's funny. The other day, I mean, it was such a small, stupid thing, but like it felt like revolutionary. The other day, I was like, I had this this thing I had to do where I had to create actually, I can tell you what it is because it was for the Misties. I had to create a summary for all 20 winners of the Misties Awards based on enormous bodies of text, right? That had been submitted as part of the nominations. And it was going to take me like, I don't know, 8 hours or something to like synthesize all that text and put it into these 1-sentence summaries for each of the top 20 winners. And I said it to Madison and some other people at MistyWest. I'm like, oh God, this is going to take forever. How are we going to do this? And should we even bother? Maybe we shouldn't even do it. I'm like, no, we have to do this. We have to do this. And I downloaded this plugin for Google Sheets where it's GPT for Google Sheets, and I bought a license, GPT-4 license, and I just typed in equals GPT bracket prompt, which is like, hey, take the following cells and summarize them into 1 sentence, colon, comma, and then the cells, right? The ranges of cells. So it just brought all the data in, and it literally within like seconds spat out these like almost perfect sentences summarizing all 20 of the top. And it went, oh my God. My brain exploded. I was like, this is insane. I can't believe that this is real.
Yeah,
and
so it's a very useful tool, but so is calculus. And no one's losing their shit about calculus taking over the world. So there are going to be all sorts of interesting, cool applications like that. And it is very powerful, but it's not more than that, let's say.
I like it. I like your bold answers, Jordy. Let's give Scott an opportunity. Scott, how much is LLMs and generative AI? How much is it affecting business over at Nordic?
Yeah, from an LLM perspective, culturally, we're not replacing any of our software engineers with LLM today, right? That's not happening. So there's really nothing from a customer point of view that you guys are really going to see or feel an impact of from a silicon vendor, right? We're not going to have them, start creating our SDKs and things like that. From an AI perspective, right? That's where there is a definitive impact on, what our designs look like moving forward, and the amount of resources from just a computational horsepower, memory footprint, the throughput of the radios, all those sorts of things that are highly impacting what that silicon looks like down the road into the future, because you've got to have those resources in order to do that heavier computation at the edge, make some of those intelligent decisions, and so you're not always having to rely on the cloud to do it all, right? And I don't know if I'm sure some people on the call today have probably saw our announcement from a month ago on the NRF54. But that's going to have 10 times the computational power at about 1/11 of the power, right? So
wow,
a lot more horsepower, a lot smaller batteries. So being able to handle all of this, but also create designs that are more seamlessly integrate with natural life, right? So it's not something big and clunky anymore, but to have that amount of horsepower, but have it small, more integrated, more natural.
Yeah, it's well said. Well said. Nilpol, do you have an opinion on this? What's your take?
Yeah, sure. It's very exciting. I think they deserve all the spotlight. So as you have given an example, then they're speeding up innovation. That's what I think. Like I can see that like writing code and those things are like much more faster. And like now I can use GitHub Copilot and like given some ideas that can generate the things. But the thing is that for me, the changes are not very drastic. Like things have been like it's like you have been doing something like 5 years back. You are trying to do things, always doing things better and faster, right? So it's not like nothing was existing and they just came suddenly out in that. So things are improving in this speed. In terms of SRI, I think that like as SRI works with lots of agencies like government agencies and commercial agencies, like commercial companies like Google and Facebook. They may be interested in some particular sector and particular problems, and government might be interested in some other diverse problems. So and SRI is in a good place to bridge this gap. Like the customers are interested in these large language models, in these generative models, but for The current ones are good for something like maybe content creation, but they may not be good for some other tasks what government is interested in. So we see lots of interest coming in, and that's been something for good. And there are a lot more problems are coming in also. Like these models are very big. How to make things efficient and how to adapt to the new domains, like because these models has such good general intelligence about the world. That's I understand. But going for some particular problems, how we can adapt this model, how we can make this efficient for a new domains, how we adapt them. So there are many new problems. So that's very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. So who's gonna win? Let's play some more prediction games here. So in a three-way battle, okay, I'm not saying these are the only three. Obviously, there's dozens of companies that are contenders, but in a three-way battle between OpenAI, Microsoft, and Google with Bard and whatnot, and let's say Tesla, Twitter, Elon Musk, a three-way battle between those three entities. Who's going to be the big winner? Who's going to win? Let's go reverse order. Nilfol, you go first.
So
now,
I think like I'll go the other way. Like if I think about 20 years before, like things are not that open, right? Now these big AI models, these companies could have kept to them. Like a lot of things are more free and accessible. So people are trying to grow together, right? They're trying to win together. So we are able to use this almost free, like with also.
So you don't see this as an existential battle between the largest tech companies in the world?
I'm not till now. Maybe.
All right,
I think still a lot of things to do, and like needs some continuous improvements. A lot more things need to be done.
How about you, Scott? Do you in a three-way battle? If you had to pick someone, who would you pick?
Oh man, I'm going to cop out on this one a little bit too. I don't think any one of them is going to drop out, right? They all have, sort of their industrial strengths, their commercial strengths, and where the segments are that they're strong. I'm not gonna go out on a limb and say one of the giants is going to fall, but I do like the competition though, right? It drives the innovation, and it makes it all continue to push each other to grow, and that's what it's all about, right? Is having that good, solid, competitive sort of dynamic that drives innovation. So I'm just super excited to see where they all end up.
All right, well said. You're protecting yourself from future discernment. I can understand your both of your standpoint. Jordy, how about you? Any bold opinions on who the big winner is going to be in the 5 to 10 year range?
Well, I think everybody is going to benefit from increased investment in AI because it is going to be the most important technology that we'll ever develop as a species. And I think that now that there's attention on it, the money flowing into it will be all for the good. I think that there'll be all of those companies that you mentioned will all continue to do well in their own ways, and they'll use this technology for all sorts of reasons. Like the remark I made about calculus is probably more apt than you might think. I think that when society builds a new type of tool, it's used for all sorts of different things, and this is a new kind of general purpose tool, just like calculus is. So I think everybody will benefit from the general, raising tide. In terms of like the specific applications, I think it's too early to tell. But one area that is of particular interest to me is modifying the current models to include logic and reasoning. So right now, these models don't have that in them. But in order to do the sorts of things people really want, you need to be able to use formal logic and like the kinds of things that run, the computers. The base language of computers is Boolean logic. And these types of models aren't good at that. And you need to be in order to do all of the things that people want to do. So the fusing of probabilistic logical languages with neural nets is a research topic that's going to be hit head on with a lot of this investment that's coming in. And I think that whoever gets an edge in that is actually going to have an advantage for building all sorts of interesting tools.
Great answer. I love it. Okay, awesome. We're going to move on now to the last two questions. In your opinion, if you had to highlight something in the public conversation about AI, especially as it relates to embedded devices, what would it be? You know, what's missing from the public conversation? What's sort of hidden behind the scenes that you get to be, what information are you privy to where you see it all the time or you hear about it, but like it just doesn't seem like the public, you know, is very aware of when it comes to embedded devices and the conversation around AI. Anything you want to highlight? And actually, Jordan, if I can get you to kill your video, we're going to switch to just kill your video for a bit. Yeah, thank you. We're going to switch to the gallery view here for the last few questions. Awesome. Jordy, why don't we start with you again? What do you think about the public conversation around AI when it comes to, especially as it relates to embedded devices?
General intelligence, artificial general intelligence, is going to come through the embodiment of AI in the physical world in machines. So if you include edge devices and IoT and this sort of thing in the conversation of what it means to be a robot, it's going to be part of the technology stack of the most important thing that humanity has ever developed. AI, true AI can't be developed inside a computer. It just won't happen that way. The way it's going to happen is it's going to emerge through the pressures that are placed on being able to build the machines that perceive, learn, and act on the physical world. So this is not an esoteric thing that only affects technology nerds. This is something that affects everybody on the planet, because this will be the most powerful and important technology that's ever existed. And it's going to appear through the perception, learning, and action of machines that are actually move in the world. Call them robots, if you will. But those things are going to be filled with all sorts of embedded devices of the sort that we've been talking about. Cameras, microphones, Wi-Fi, actuators, all that stuff is going to be packed into these machines, and it's going to use all those things to think about the world and act on it.
Well said.
Like we do.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. North Pole, how about you? What's in the public? What kind of things in the public conversation around AI are not being talked about, especially as they relate to embedded devices?
Yeah, I'll say not talked about. People talk about that, but very little. Like I think two important things I see less discussion. One is this environmental impact of embedded devices, and another is this ethical and data privacy concerns. If I go to more detail, like about environmental impact. So like we are having an increasing number of embedded AI devices. The number is growing and growing. So there is this more concern on this energy consumption, this electronic waste, and the life cycle management. Like this smartphones, this smartphone companies are and people are changing smartphones every 2 years. So there may be like some time counts that these things people are using for they're allowed long-term support and update. Like because if there is no update after 2 years and there is no security update, it's difficult to use. But this is leading to a large environmental footprint.
Yeah, well, I agree, and I think Scott, Scott, you're on the Nordic side of things. I mean, you're very much directly related to the embedded side of things. You know, what's not being talked about by the general public in terms of AI as it relates to the edge?
Yeah, I think from a general public point of view, it's still so misunderstood, and there's so much education and evangelism that we can all do. Everybody on this call to just kind of help educate your neighbor and talk to people about what it is and also what it isn't. There's a lot of I do think there's a lot of good conversation going on right now about what the ethics around AI and. As it was noted earlier, it's like calculus. It could be used to, do something fantastic. It could also be used to create a bomb, right? And so a lot of those, conversations internal in Nordic are really around the security side of things, right? And how do you make sure whatever data is being used appropriately by the people who are supposed to have the data, making sure that access to the whatever data is being collected is secure and being used by the right folks, not by some nefarious actors that somehow got access to the chip and got into it, right? So that's where a lot of our focus is in that whole conversation. But yeah, I think just, you know, in general for the public conversation, there's so much misinformation, there's so much confusion out there about what it really is and isn't, and we can all be evangelists, everybody on this call, to help move those conversations forward. Absolutely.
So we're going to do some questions from the audience here. We're just going to do one answer per question. So just raise your hand if you want to answer it. We're going to start out with, is there an across-the-board buy-in and agreement regarding the ethics of AI development? Who wants to take this one? This is a doozy. Anybody? Scott's shaking his head. No, Paul,
So,
Jordy.
Yeah, I don't think there is an agreement, but I think like it needs a discussion. So for that there are discussions on responsible development and how you deploy and this, so that aligns more with societal values and individual rights. So there are discussions, but I don't think like there is still a like some standard has been set for that.
Yeah.
It's needed.
I tend to agree. We have a question from Tony in the audience. You know, what will low power AI at the edge enable that wasn't possible before? Who wants to take this one on?
Oh, I love this whole conversation. You know, again, my earlier comment about just the tip of the iceberg is where we're at today, right? You think about, you know, where we've been over the last couple of years, and then we just released, you know, we're just announced our new chip, and the amount of computational power and so that chip's going to have. And then you think about the next generation, the impact on healthcare, diabetes care, you know, any sort of wearable medical device, you know, the ability for this stuff to just become more of a part of you than something that you have to connect to your phone and you've got multiple things that you have to manage. It just is a wearable patch, and you don't ever think about it except for, you know, 3-4 years from now when the battery needs to be replaced and you take it off and you put a new one on. Just the ability for this stuff to become such a natural, normal part of your life. And for, you know, even though what we've seen in the progression in diabetes care, where, you know, I remember when I was a kid, people would have to, you know, if you had a friend that had diabetes, they had to leave the room, they had to, you know, go get their big needle out, you know, and do all that kind of stuff. For a child to now just totally live like a normal child, quote unquote normal child, right? Where they don't have to go to the nurse's office, they don't have to do anything different than every other kid has to do. Again, making, and whether that's a kid, senior care, whatever, making medical things more natural, environmental sensing. We're doing, you know, customer with a backpack for a bird, migratory bird tracking, right? And it doesn't change or affect how that bird flies its migratory path and all this kind of stuff, right? It's amazing as we get more horsepower, more computational power, lighter weight because the batteries can be smaller. It just becomes a natural integrated part of our world.
Thanks, Scott. We have time for one final question, and it's going to be either one word or one sentence answers from each of you. What could we do to make the what can we do to make the Misties better next year? Starting with you, Jordy. Oh, you're on mute. Jordy, you're on mute.
I love this format. Keep it the same.
Thanks, Jordy. Awesome. Scott, what can we do to make the Misties better next year?
Oh, you already know my answer to this one. I want it live. I
Live
can't
and
everybody in a room together and
in person.
In person, on a stage, whatever. I want to see this thing live.
You got it. You got it. It's all about subsidizing flights, I think. Milpole, what can we do to make this event better next year?
I think it's very good. One thing I can think of that we can invite like previous Misties winner, maybe some of the previous winners to give their thoughts and how things are going for them and how this Misties award have encouraged them. It'll be good to
love it. Great answer. Love it. Okay, that's awesome. That's all the time we have for the panel. Jordy, Scott, Nilpol, thank you so much for joining us. I know not all of you can join us at the after party tonight in Vancouver, but if you can, please do. And if you have anybody you want to send in your place, don't hesitate to forward the invite to them. I believe we have 1 or 2 spots left for our panelists. Thank you so much. Everyone else, please turn your cameras back on. So all the others who are here, all the winners of the Misties Top 20, including the sponsors, please turn your cameras back on. Thank you so much.
So we are next moving on to, we've got like a little 5-minute presentation from Thistle and UChoice. So instead of sharing my screen, I think that I will just hand it over to, I believe Window will be doing the presentation.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I'm actually not able to share.
Oh, great.
I'll go ahead and get started. My name is Window Snyder, and I'm CEO and founder of Thistle Technologies. And we are building infrastructure to help make security easier for device developers to incorporate into their products.
Okay, try now.
Thank you.
There you go. You're sharing screen now, but it may be that you clicked on a specific tab. So right now we're just seeing a black screen. Try resharing and clicking on entire screen.
There you go. Can you see that now?
Yep.
Right. So prior to starting Thistle Technologies, I was the CSO and the CISO at Square, at Fastly, at Mozilla a long time ago. I worked on the security features and privacy features on iOS and OS X at Apple for almost 6 years. I owned security sign-on with it on Windows at Microsoft a long time ago. And for what it's worth, I've seen what it takes to build security, architectural security features into platforms like those. And in my role as Chief Software Security Officer at Intel, I got to see an industry scale perspective on device security. And it was disappointing. It was concerning that I didn't see the same kind of security, resilient security work present in devices that we as an industry were building in general purpose operating systems. So the big question then was, what's it going to take to build security resilience into every device? At the same time, I was also seeing over years all kinds of compromises and security researchers demonstrating security vulnerability in devices. And one of my favorite is a fish tank that gets compromised and it's used to leverage access to the rest of the casino network. So that is just an example, but there are many of these. So what we came up with was a set of features that would allow us to build security, an overall security architecture into devices quickly and easily, making it easy for developers to incorporate this into the devices. And the first of these, so this is a set of developer tools, libraries, and backend services that developers can incorporate into their products. So the first of these is an update client with that's highly resilient with a failover mechanism, so you can quickly get back into a known good state after deploying an update. So if the update is successful, fantastic. But for devices, the reliability of update is a pretty critical function here. So being sure that if the device, that first of all, the update's coming from where you expect it to, it's validated, and that if there's ever a problem, it reverts to a partition with in a known good state and allows you to collect the information from what happened on that device so you can report it and get to a place where you are very quickly able to build more and more resilience into the update function. Additionally, somewhere between 65 and 70% of vulnerabilities in the CVE database are actually memory corruption issues, and most of the devices have systems that are implemented in low-level languages. So a memory allocator with memory corruption mitigation is another critical piece of making those kinds of vulnerabilities more and more difficult to exploit. So that's why we incorporated a modern memory allocator for heap protection. And then the last of the security features that are available today includes a TLS stack that's implemented in a memory-safe language, because getting to a place where you can say your entire network-facing attack surface is implemented in a memory-safe language dramatically reduces the overall attack surface for the system. In the future, in the short term, actually, in June and being delivered between June and September, we have secure boots being made available, because this is now moving into a set of security features that are hard to do right, really easy to get wrong. And a lot of teams don't necessarily have security expertise on their teams in order to be able to deliver some of these low-level capabilities. But if they do, they also have a laundry list of things that they need to get to. So here's a set of things that we can generalize across lots of different kinds of devices and allow those security teams to get to this capability really quickly and easily, because that's our goal. We really just want to help developers make it fast and easy to get to the security resilience that your customers expect.
Thank you, Window. That was great.
Yeah, thanks, Window.
I learned a lot today. That was awesome. I knew I kind of knew what y'all did, but I didn't understand it to that level of depth. That's really great.
Thank you.
Madison, is it you choice now? Okay,
Yeah.
so if it's you choice's turn, all I have to ask is, Stephen, we just want to make sure we get your audio correct this time. Please make sure you're only connecting from one device. Stephen, do you want to test your audio? Stephen, are you there?
It's possible that he can't restart it because I had muted him before. So let me fix that.
Yeah, I can see him. Stephen, I see you, but you are on mute. You need to unmute yourself. I think Madison can unmute you.
Yeah, I've asked to unmute.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
it
There
is
you go.
microphone.
Okay, Stephen, we to stay on track here, we got to limit you to how many minutes, Madison?
We've got 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, go ahead, Stephen.
Okay, yeah, because we are very honored having this opportunity to join this this virtual conference and hosted by MistyWest. We are the manufacturer to do the circuit board assembly and the local. We founded in 2007, and now it has been about 15 years. We're still very small, and but we do produce very high quality, very flexible service, and get a very the positive feedback from our customer and in the market. So that's why we have been making the very steady growth every year, and we are very happy to be have the opportunity to work here and to support the local manufacturers who produce and research and development of the cutting edge technology and the product to join with the trends of the focus on the global stability development. So this is our I think this is our opportunity to be working here, and that's it. What we do. So not too much to speak because we are a contract manufacturer. We just work on the product assigned by the customer. So we not really know how the product is and whether they applied or used it on which field. But we do can do very high quality, high end circuit board. So that is what you choice do. That's it. So very happy this opportunity to share with the information with all the participants. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Stephen. That was virtual drum rolls. So top 20 winners. So don't quite hit the slide yet because the next slide is going to say who the next winner is. And the way we're going to do this is we want all the winners to turn on, all the Misties Award winners to turn on their video. And you're going to get a minute to give an acceptance speech. And the way it's going to work is we're going to switch the view to the speaker view, I think is the right way to do this. And then the speakers will pop up and your video will come on. You'll get a minute to talk. And we're just going to say one quick sentence about you before you start. All right. And Madison, some of them have been updated. Do I understand that correctly? As the updated ones in the new spreadsheet? Or should I just read them off the website?
When you say updates, you mean like their bios?
Yeah, the one
Or
sentence.
like the one sentence things? Yeah, like the versions that I put online are, I'm just going to share that. You don't have the spreadsheet open right now, so I'm just going to share it with you on Slack really quickly.
Okay, thank you so much. And then
So-
I have an updated one from Ibrahim, and I have an updated one from Brian. Those two are updated, so I'll make sure I read the correct ones for those.
Yeah. Okay. I think you should be good.
All right, here we go. Number 20.
Okay, and I'm noticing the spreadsheet is not in the right order, so you will have to scroll through.
That's okay. I don't mind that.
All right.
Andy Hill. Andy, awesome. Congratulations, Andy. Andy Hill is an entrepreneur who has developed 3 major bioacoustic sensors and commercialized Audio Moth, which has been deployed worldwide to study biodiversity and the climate's impact on wildlife. Andy, go ahead. Unmute yourself and
Hi, yeah, thank you so much for that. It's an honor to be with so many great innovators. So since launch, Audio Moth has sold about 100,000 devices, and sorry, I froze up a bit there. Yeah, 100,000 devices, and I never imagined that something I created would be used for such a high impact, positive outcome, such as conservation, wildlife. AudioMoth is open source, and it's developed alongside our user community, and our user community use it for really amazing applications, such as monitoring climate change by listening to birds' vocalizations, measuring coral reef health by listening to underwater soundscapes, and even discovering new species based on their vocalizations. I'm a very small part of AudioMoth, and I couldn't be achieved without the co-founders, Alex Rogers and Peter Prince, as well as our manufacturers, GroupGets, who have supported us from the start, and LabMaker. And
thank you, Andy. You're last. Wrap it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, and our user community, who we're going to continue working with to make the product better for the future.
Thank you so much, Andy. Congratulations again. We're moving on to number 19. Please remember to keep your acceptance speeches under 1 minute. Okay, here we go. Number 19, Brett Beyer. Congratulations, Brett Beyer. We're so excited for you. Congratulations on winning a Misties Award. I'll say a few quick words about Brett. So Brett is an experienced IoT engineer who creates robust solutions that bridge the gap between data and actionable insights, empowering users in even the most remote and unreliable areas. Brett, go ahead. And Stephen, can you mute?
It's not mute.
Thanks, Brett. Go ahead.
Okay. I've spent most of my career making wireless devices in the consumer electronics space, but more recently, I've had the honor of working at a company called Hollow Systems. We use technology to protect civilians in conflict zones and collect evidence of potential war crimes in Syria, Yemen, Ukraine, which we then pass on to groups like the ICC. There I lead the hardware group that's responsible for all of our devices and sensors that we put onto the field, like our early warning system that goes into schools, hospitals, community centers, which are sadly the targets in these conflicts. And more recently, we learned that the Smithsonian has chosen to put some of our devices in the Air and Space Museum in DC. So come check that out in 2025. And lastly, thank you for the award. Thank you for letting me work on the awesome life-changing mission. And thanks to my amazing wife and kids, Tessique and Hattie.
Congratulations again, Brett. Number 18, Dean Preby. Okay, so Dean, I'm not sure if he's on the call. Dean is on a flight right during this thing. He might have landed by now and he might have joined. Dean, did you get to join? I don't see his name on the list.
No, I think he RSVP'd no, unfortunately.
Oh, unfortunately, he was on a flight and cannot make it. I'm so sorry, Dean, but I'm still going to say a few words about Dean anyway, because he is a winner of the Misties Awards. And so even though he's not here today to accept this award, I'll say a few quick words on his behalf. So Dean Priebe is an intralogistics innovator who is helping to power the future of commerce with automated solutions for manufacturing, warehouse, and distribution environments. I believe he works for Dematic, and yeah, I encourage you all to check him out. He's super cool. Congratulations, Dean. Let's move on to number 17. Doug from Ideon, Doug Shooten. Go ahead, Doug. Oh, wait, actually, hold on. I got to announce you first, don't I?
Unfortunately, I don't think Doug is on this call either.
Oh, Doug was on it. He's here.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Doug is here. Doug, let me just say a couple quick words about you really quickly. Doug Shooten is a driving force behind the commercial application of the subsurface geophysics technique muon tomography, which leverages energy from supernova explosions to image density beneath the Earth's surface. Doug, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. So Ideon is really driving this technology forward. We have a large range of applications, and we're focusing really on mining right now. So we're looking at the attenuation of cosmic ray radiation and natural background to really map density underground. And this has obvious applications for mineral exploration and resource delineation. So we're working on projects where we're mapping ore bodies to resolutions that are not achievable elsewhere in the world or with other technologies, and using that to facilitate or allow for keyhole surgery. So we've been involved in a couple of projects where the mine footprint was sort of the size of a large garage on the surface. So very exciting application, very exciting technology. Very thankful for the nomination and for the award. So thanks everyone.
Congratulations, Doug. Congratulations. Great, really great work. Number 16, Jordan Ruderman. Jordan, congratulations. A few quick words about Jordan. All right, scrolling to the correct place. Jordan Ruderman is an experienced test engineer with a long history of developing world-class products and is currently leading embedded systems for the only self-driving company with fully integrated manufacturing at scale. Go ahead, Jordan from Cruise.
Thank you, Lee. I'm very honored to be here, and I'd like to thank the judges, fellow nominees, MistyWest, and the generous partners, Nordic Semi, Thistle, UChoice, and Duro for this award. During my career, I've had the great opportunity to contribute on world-class, top-tier connected devices used by hundreds of millions of delighted users. At Apple, my technical contributions are embedded in PowerBooks, MacBooks, iMacs, iPads, and airports. At Amazon Lab 126, I was the systems test engineer for a super secret project now known as Alexa. After working on numerous Echo devices, I transitioned to wearables and brought wireless test expertise to Fitbit's first Wi-Fi enabled smartwatch. A little over 4 years ago, I joined GM Cruise, and I'm currently working on the telematics system for self-driving vehicles. Never did I think I would be working for an autonomous car company when I started my career many years ago. I'm always amazed every time I'm a passenger in a Cruise autonomous car navigating extremely complex situations in San Francisco and nobody's driving. I could not have had a small part of changing the world so many times without the support of my managers, directors, VPs, fellow ICs, and mentors and mentees. And finally, I'd like to thank my wife, children, mom and dad, family, and friends for their unwavering support over the years. Thank you, everyone.
Very, very well said. Thank you, Jordan, and congratulations again. Number 15, Ibrahim. All right, let me say a few quick words, and then you'll go ahead and give your acceptance speech. Bear with me. Here we go. Ibrahim El-Chami is a co-founder of multiple tech companies and an R&D consultant who has won numerous awards for his research and development of IoT, AI, and smart solutions. Go ahead, Ibrahim.
Thank you very much. Very honored to be here and a part of this community. I'd like to thank my family, friends, colleagues from all over the world for their infinite support and creating communities and technology hubs that harbors innovation and the development of insane ideas, especially the ones that I've participated in. Awesome to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Congratulations again. Number 14. Daniel Myers. Daniel, I believe you have a video to show. This might take us a minute, so please bear with us.
This is another test for me. So I am going to share my first video. I am 99% sure the audio will work.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Oh, just keep teasing me. No, it's not looking good so far.
Well, I'll give the intro to I'll say a few words about him while people wait. So, all right. So a few quick words to introduce. For the ones that have videos, I might not be able to do the full introduction, but we'll do it for Daniel because we're slow here. Dan Myers is working towards advancing the UN Sustainable Development Goals through intelligent HVAC control solutions and providing an on-ramp to electrification nationwide. And he's from Flare. And actually, someone is here from Flare today, I think. So if this video doesn't work, we can get them to say a few words on behalf of Daniel.
Okay, okay. It looks like it's gonna work.
Nice.
There is hope. There is hope. Share sound, share. She's doing it.
I see a face. I see Daniel. I see a video. Okay, I'm muting myself.
If it doesn't work in the next 10 seconds, we will we'll come back.
Let's give it 30 seconds. A very painful 30 seconds. Sorry, everyone. Thanks for bearing with us.
Okay, let's move on to the next one because this is
okay, no problem.
Less than ideal. So...
I can also pull in Mateen, or I can pull in our tech support as well. If we if you share the link with him, he can join. And then
it's going to end up a problem for all the other videos that I'm going to be sharing. But
yeah,
let's keep going.
All right. For what it's worth, you might want to try downloading those to your local.
Oh, that's going to be my next step. Yeah, but let's keep going.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Madison will download the videos, and we're going to keep going, and then we'll circle back on these videos once it's working. All right. Next slide. I believe it's number 14. I think 13. It is 13.
Oh, is it not sharing?
No, right now we see your
oh,
Google Drive.
Okay, let's stop sharing for a second. Okay, Lee, I'm gonna get you to talk for a moment while I download.
No problem. Yeah, well, we're on to Nader. We're on to Nader Elm. Oh, can you go back to the share? Madison, can you go back to sharing the
I understand. It's just right now we have a bunch that are videos and I need to download them back onto my desktop. So just give me 1 second. I
see what you're saying. I'm just talking while
that
makes sense. Well, I you know what? I saw the next one. It was Nader. So it's we all know who it is. So I'll say a few quick words about Nader and I'll buy you some time. Nader Elm is an award-winning innovator who has created the world's most advanced autonomous aerial scanning system and the world's most rapid mobile geospatial reality capture system. He's from Exxon Technologies, and I believe he also has a video to share today. He's also flying right now. He's up in the air, unfortunately. So unless he joined in the last 10 minutes, Nader will be also sharing a video. All right, we're gonna move on to number 12.
Hold on, let me, would you like me to keep sharing the slides though?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yep.
Then
So you don't have to, though. I have the list in front of me as well.
I know, but it might be good to share it for
Mhm.
for the people watching right now.
Okay. Yep, that's true.
Okay.
All right. Number 12, Gianluca Rodolfi. Gianluca is also, I believe, sharing a video as well. We do have a description, so we will.
Yeah, I think what we'll have to do is get to the videos after we do the whole announcement. So
I think that's totally fine. Yeah, I don't think that that's a big deal. Let's do it. Gianluca Rodolfi is an industry leader in merging of cellular, terrestrial, telecom, and satellite connectivity, providing cost-effective technology to enable mass IoT in remote areas. Satellite IoT, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's satellite IoT. Very, very cool company. Congratulations. He will also share a video shortly. Let's move on to the next, number 11. Brian Schumacher. All right, a few quick words for Brian. Brian Schumacher is the founder of Beaded Stream LLC, a company that designs and builds temperature monitoring and satellite communication equipment used to monitor climate change and its impacts. Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. The only thing I'd love to say, if we're going to be like a 2-act thing here, is that thanks to MistyWest, we've really benefited from the miniaturization and low power innovation from big tech like Nordic. And my personal mission is to connect the natural world wherever it intersects with the built environment. Right now, our focus is in the Arctic, permafrost, cold regions at both ends of the world. And before I hand it over to Rodrigo, our Vice President of Product Development, I want to shout out to Jim Coates. He's a permafrost scientist and fellow innovator. He's the one that initially put our hat in the ring for consideration, and thanks to the judges and panelists as well. Thank you. Rodrigo.
Rodrigo, you want to say a few words?
Okay, can you hear me?
There you go, Rodrigo. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm an electrical engineer. I've been doing that for many, many years. My background is medical equipment. Many years ago, I joined as a consultant, then I became a permanent employee with Beaded Stream. And at some point, I think something that turned me was, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Chasing Ice movie, which is this guy doing amazing photography in the environment, and the electronics falls apart. And I thought, I can do better than that. I can help put all my background on medical equipment into the environmental sensing. So we do and that's my goal right now. We do a remote data sensing, data logger, and some of our clients are measuring temperature on the ice caps in Greenland to better understanding of the melting of the ice caps. And also one of our clients is the Norwegian Polar Institute, monitoring the runways on Antarctica on their 12 research station. Low power is very critical to us. Our data logger is a small box, about maybe 6 inch by 6 inch by 3.5 inches. So every microamp counts.
Thank you, Rodrigo. We're way over time. Unfortunately, we have to. Can you wrap it up?
Perfect. And I think that's all I'm going to say. We do remote data sensing. We have a very small data logger based on the Nordic chip to do that. And we really like the low power and the software environment that Nordic provides.
Congratulations again to Brian and Rodrigo. Thank you for your sharing your words with us today. We really appreciate it. Number 10. Here we go. Dean Kawaguchi. Dean, let's. I know you fairly well. I could probably do this off by heart, but I'm still going to read it from the description just in case I mess it up. So, Dean Kawaguchi is an engineer who has made groundbreaking contributions to Wi-Fi RFID, as well as improving food quality, availability, and reducing overall food waste. Dean, go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Lee. As engineers, we don't expect to win a Misty Award, but thank you very much. But many of us, like Jordan said, hope to make the world a better place to live in, even if in a small way. Sometimes we get opportunities that turn into something big. 802.11, the protocol standard underlying Wi-Fi, became a very big thing. And it's nice to reflect that I had a small part in making it happen as chair of the Phi subgroup for the base standard and 11A and 11B. All those really contentious meetings were worth it. My next chapter was focused on delivering freshness in food harvesting and delivery with battery-assisted passive RFID. The need to improve food production and reducing waste is critically important. We made significant progress, but didn't achieve our goals that time. My current company will hopefully exceed those goals and reduce waste in food and many other industries. When something becomes successful, there are always need for more speed, more bandwidth, more capabilities. That means there's always a need for innovation, and I hope to be a part of the next major wireless innovation, and I wish all of you the same. Thank you.
Congratulations again. Congratulations, Dean. Number 9. Here we go. Ian Stadler. Ian, I'll say a few quick words and then you can do your acceptance speech. All right, we're in the top 10 here now. Ian Stadler is an experienced SoC developer who works for the ag tech company Semios, leading embedded developers to build intelligent and connected devices that help sustainably manage pests and water. Ian, go ahead.
Hey, thanks, Lee. I'm a little bit surprised, but I feel very honored to be receiving a Misty Award today. I'm very grateful for all the recognition and hearing all the words from the people that came before me, and I'm certain the people that come after me. I think everyone who is nominated and won is just like equally as deserving, as if not more so than I am, of getting one. So I'm very humbled to be here, and I think I'm very fortunate to have many opportunities through my career to work on like a variety of innovative products that got me to this point. I remember like 15 years ago working at NTT and working on real-time 4K video before anybody ever had a 4K TV. I remember working at Point Grey FLIR, which is now Teledyne. We made the first commercialized deep learning machine vision camera. And even now working at Semios, we help farmers to feed our growing population, offering tools for managing water, models for pest and crop disease, and a variety of other services to make growers make the most of their crops. So, but I wouldn't be here giving this, speech or talk or anything without the support and mentorship of all the people that help me, like my colleagues from all the various companies I've worked at throughout my career. And for that, I'm forever grateful. And I would say that probably this award is more of a testament to how capable and deserving that those people are rather than my individual capability. So thanks.
Thank you, Ian. Congratulations again. Number 8. Matt Mickelson. All right, Matt. Matt's actually in the office, so you might hear a little echo. I'm gonna have to mute when you go on, Matt. But just a few quick words here. Matt Mickelson has played a crucial role in many game-changing projects, such as the original Microsoft Surface, and has partnered with M-Kopa Solar in Kenya to help further the goal of affordable and clean energy. Matt, go ahead.
Hi, thank you for the honor of this award. So I've had the great honor of working with some amazing teams on many innovative and impactful products throughout my career, including the first Connect, the first consumer depth camera that changed the game in terms of the price of computer vision, to Amazon Go that continues to build momentum in changing the way people shop, and then to most recently my foray being the tech lead for Meta's augmented reality glasses. But as Lee mentioned, while those have been rewarding in their own way, one of the coolest things I've ever had the opportunity to work on was when I was volunteering through Microsoft Research to help out with M-Kopa Solar over in Kenya. Their mission is to make electricity available to everyone by lowering the overhead and enabling a pay-as-you-go experience via mobile payments. And it was just a really inspirational thing for me to be a part of. And these types of products are something that I want to continue to seek out as a way to share my engineering knowledge in a way that can help others throughout the world. And through my new consulting firm, Concurrent LLC, I hope to continue to be able to support these kind of products. And thanks again for honoring me to be part of the Misties Awards.
Congratulations again, Matt. Thank you so much. That was a great speech. Let's move on to number 7. Suzanne Gildert. Suzanne, congratulations. Let me say a couple quick words about you and you can give your acceptance speech. All right. Dr. Suzanne Gildert is a trailblazer in the field of AI-enabled robotics, having designed and commercially developed one of the world's first humanoid general-purpose robots. She works at, she's a co-founder of Sanctuary AI. Go ahead, Suzanne.
Hey, Lee. Thanks so much for the award. Thanks to you, Lee, and all the team at MistyWest for this honor. I actually remember back in, I think it was 2014, when I first met Lee and the team. And back then we were a tiny startup, literally in a garage. And they came over and I can't imagine what they thought that we were doing in this like tiny space trying to build sci-fi robots, but I was really an honor to work with them. And I also want to I'm accepting this award on behalf of Sanctuary, not myself, because it's the people I work with every day that really bring this technology to life and make it possible. All the great engineers and business people that I work with at Sanctuary. So I'd like to thank everyone I work with, and this is for you guys, really. Thanks.
Very well said. A heartfelt speech. Thank you, Suzanne. We're on to the next, which is number 6. Greg Stewart. Greg Stewart has commercialized data products in various industries and is dedicated to developing sustainable practices for responsible production. Greg, go ahead.
Okay. Thanks very much. Thank you, MistyWest, for the recognition. And it's really nice to meet all of you. So I guess I had the opportunity to work with a lot of great teams and people and apply data science, automation, and controls in a real wide range of areas. Started in a large company, now working in a very small one, right? So along the way, we developed production models for industrial paper machines, diesel engines, and how they breathe and interact with chemical after-treatment devices, and manufacturing for things like carbon fiber brakes and semiconductors, until about 3 years ago when I moved into agriculture and agronomy, and really paying attention to how crops are grown and what causes them not to grow. So these days I founded a company, Gecko Engineering, developing data-driven techniques for strategically controlling weeds in farm fields while minimizing the impact on the ecosystem. And we're using models that we drive with data from satellite, drone, and tractors. And I guess I'm looking forward to meeting many of you in person tonight at the after party, right? So,
Greg, I'm stoked that you're coming. That's great. Awesome. Cheers, Greg. Congratulations again. I think we're going to move on to actually, you know what? We're going to go to Daniel's video. It's queued up and ready to go. So this is the acceptance video from Daniel. We are going to make another attempt here. Thanks everyone for bearing with us. All right, Madison's sharing
at the after party.
Greg, I'm stoked that you're coming. That's
double feedback. Okay.
Here we go.
Okay, I got 2 computers going here. I'm really hoping I've got it this time.
Fingers crossed.
Can you hear anything?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Thanks everyone for bearing with us.
Okay, hold on.
Focused on.
I am having a day. This is so challenging. Okay, just a second, everybody. Actually, let's move on to the next ones. We're gonna have to just play these videos at the very end.
Okay, no problem. We'll play all of them at the end. That's totally fine.
Go back to.
No big deal. Let's go on to the next number 5.
Am I still sharing my screen? Can you guys still see?
Yeah, I can still see. Yeah, it still says Greg Stewart.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 5, Aurora, and actually, I believe Aurora is a video. So, but I will still announce.
Yeah, we've also got Mary on this call too, who's
Mary
representing for Aurora. But yeah, go ahead, Lee.
Why don't I say a few? Yeah, I'll say a few quick words, and then we'll get Mary. We'll get Mary on. So bear with me one second. All right, Aurora, I'm going to butcher her last name, Andujar. Aurora Andujar is an award-winning innovator who has commercialized her virtual antenna technology, revolutionizing the way smart devices are designed and productized. Mary, will you say a few words on behalf of Aurora? And like I said, we'll still play the video at the end. Mary, are you there?
I am.
There we go. We got Mary on the line. Welcome, Mary.
There's Mary. Yeah, on behalf of Aurora, I know she was surprised and delighted to get this award. I mean, we are working towards making sure that everybody's great ideas get to market without the expertise that you normally need to make things happen in this crazy, complicated world. So I do want you to hear from Aurora's own voice, though, because here she is now. She's much better looking than I am. So, and she's a PhD.
Can you hear it?
We can see
No
it.
audio yet, but we can see it. Definitely progress.
Is it progress?
Yeah, so the share audio is usually
Yeah, I know. It just it disables automatically. Can you hear it now?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing, but then I'm gonna reshare, but I feel like pretty certain that this time it's gonna work.
Okay. And Mateen is going to come help you as well. We have a tech person who can.
Oh, I think I need to set up my the video. Can everybody see the video?
Yes, but it's not doing anything. It's frozen.
A new choice.
Oh, it's working. It's
I'm
working.
very grateful to receive this reward from you. It's really appreciated when relevant and talented members of the IoT industry recognize the value of our hard work. Of course, I have not made this path alone, and I would like to give a special thanks to all the Ignition team members and all the people that have significantly contributed in one way or another. I have been working in the antenna design industry for more than 16 years now, and our mission and vision has always been aligned with the enablement of an antenna technology capable of simplifying the IoT design with a seamless and reliable integration process, while reducing cost, time to market, and accelerating innovation. Let's continue working together in the IoT ecosystem to enable efficient connected devices that can help make the world a better place. Thank you very much, everybody.
Well said, Aurora. All right, let's keep going. Number 4 is Raj. Congratulations, Raj Silam. Raj, I'm just going to read your bio here really quickly, and then you'll have a minute to give your acceptance speech. All right. Here we go. Why am I having trouble finding it? Here it is. Raj Silam is an entrepreneur who has created the world's only commercially available low-cost air quality monitor with AI ML capabilities, helping to improve air quality and reduce global air pollution costs. Congratulations, Raj. Go ahead.
Thank you, Lee. On behalf of our team at Peer Systems, it's an absolute honor to receive this recognition. At Peer, we make the world's most accurate, low-cost air quality monitors. Actually, there it is. The little bird, we call it Canary, very cute. So we do this using a custom ASIC that can accurately count particles down to 100 nanometers. While the ASIC is our heartbeat, our IoT stack is the connected tissue that really makes all kinds of cool things happen. So that panel discussion was quite timely because we're deploying AI models at the edge right now that can detect pollutants like vaping, smoking, wildfire smoke, construction dust, diesel smoke, etc. So air is everywhere. Air quality has a huge impact on everything that we do, and particulate matter is the most dangerous threat. So we at Peer, we love what we do, and I want to thank the panel of judges, the folks at MistyWest, the sponsors, and the fellow winners here. Thank you again.
Thank you, Raj. Appreciate you. I believe the last 3 are all videos, unfortunately. So one of them will be joining us live in person here in Vancouver, but they didn't arrive on their flight in time, unfortunately. So, and then the other 2, one of them, unfortunately, recently had a child, and was not able to join for family reasons. But these last 3, we'll still announce them anyway, and they'll show their videos here. So number 3, Vincent Clerk. Huge congratulations to Vincent Clerk. Wow, so happy for you. Vincent Clerk is an innovator in the field of robotics, having created the mass-produced humanoid robots Pepper and Neo, with over 150,000 units deployed in real-world applications. And here is a video of him accepting his award.
Ladies
Go
and
ahead.
gentlemen, dear members of the jury, I am incredibly honored and grateful to be here today as one of the top 20 nominees in this ceremony celebrating intelligence and connected devices. It's truly humbling to be recognized alongside such brilliant minds and innovative thinkers. So I want to extend my sincere appreciation to my fellow nominees from Vancouver and all around the world for their remarkable achievements. Each one of you has pushed the boundaries of what's possible in your respective fields. I also want to express my heartfelt gratitude to my former colleagues at Aldebaran Robotics, Dyson, and Terramera. Over the past 13 years, they've been my mentors, collaborators, and friends, teaching me everything I know about designing and manufacturing robots. Their expertise and support have been constant and invaluable. This nomination itself is a tremendous honor, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to contribute to the field of robotics and AI. Altogether, let's continue pushing boundaries, breaking barriers, and shaping future where intelligence and connected devices benefit humanity in unimaginable ways. I also would like to thank MistyWest for organizing this event and celebration, providing a platform to recognize our collective achievements. And to my fellow nominees, congratulations on your well-deserved recognition. Together in our respective fields, I think we're making a positive impact. Thank you all.
Congratulations again, Vincent. I'm looking forward to seeing you tonight in person at the Misties after party. All right, number 2, Lindsay Senden. Okay, so we're at the number 2 spot here. So if those of you who are very smart have probably deduced who the number 1 is already. But Lindsay Senden led hardware development at Bump, Fitbit, and Google's consumer health research team, and has contributed to better global health metrics monitoring for well-being. Go ahead, Lindsay, on the video.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Sundin. It's such an honor to be a finalist at the Misty Awards, so thank you so much. I've been working in the consumer electronics industry for 18 years as an engineer and a scientist, and for the last decade of my career, I've been helping drive research and development of health sensors at Fitbit. It's been a really exciting timeframe to be working in this space as sensors have become smaller, lower cost, lower power, which has really allowed us to envision entirely new ways for how objects that you have or wear can help you understand your health and well-being, and ultimately help provide motivation to stay healthy in the long run. It's been a really exciting ride, and with my great team, I've been part of shipping over 6 different new sensors with Fitbit and a range of new user experiences. But in short, thank you so much for the recognition. I am honored.
Huge congratulations to Lindsay. All right, we have, so let's, after we do the number 1, we're gonna go back and do the 2 that we missed. We'll do them quickly. Number 1, here we go. Here's the number one possible one. Here we go. Lemur. It's Lemur Fried from Adafruit. That's who won. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. I believe she was nominated last year, but didn't win last year. And this year she won. I think part of the reason why that might be the case is because the criteria this year was much more strict about the commercialization. Lemur Fried is the founder of Adafruit, who sells hundreds of products to enable electronics development and exploration, and the first female engineer to grace the cover of Make magazine. By the way, Make magazine was founded by one of our judges, actually, Sherry Huss. And again, this year, I want to emphasize, the commercialization of these products was emphasized this year in the judging criteria, which is maybe why she didn't win last year, but did win this year. Lemur, video, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Lady Ada, and I'm sending this video. I want to send a great thank you to the Misties and MistyWest. Thank you so much for granting me a MistyWest Top 20 Leaders in Internet and Connected Devices Award. Here at Adafruit, I design open source hardware all day, and yet a lot of it is internet connected. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and LoRa and all that good stuff connects the sensors and devices together, but it also connects our community together. And that's what open source hardware is all about. So I want to also send thank you to everybody in the Adafruit community, from Discord and forums, people posting issues on GitHub, to contributing code, everybody who helps each other. And of course, the Adafruit team, folks that work at the factory and remote, who are writing the code and supporting the software and the hardware so that people can connect together and make the cool devices wherever they are around the world.
Wow, that's awesome. I am so happy for all of you winners. Thank you all so much. I believe we might just have just enough time to squeak in 2 of the videos.
Yeah, I would love to include those videos because as a nice courtesy for them taking the time to film them, let's definitely get them in, even though we're a little bit over schedule right now.
Yeah, let's just do it super quick. And then we're going to do the breakout rooms, and it's going to be super fun.
All right, so we missed 3 because we missed Gianluca as well.
Gianluca,
right?
yeah, that's right.
Let's start with Daniel Myers.
Oh no, we already, I think, did we do Daniel Myers? Oh no, we didn't do it, did we?
Hi,
right.
My name's Dan. I'm one of the co-founders and CEO at Flare. At Flare, we're focused on building HVAC controls that meet the UN Sustainable Development Goals. In particular, we're focused on electrifying North America's dirtiest housing stock and grid integrating HVAC systems to utilize some of the most exciting, renewables and sustainable energy sources coming online. Really excited to get the Misties award, but also just would say really appreciative of my team, who I think really probably deserves this award as much or more than myself. And congrats to everybody else getting the award tonight. Thanks.
Huge congratulations. Go ahead to the next video.
Yeah.
We already did Aurora. We haven't yet done.
Yeah, we missed Gianluca and we missed Nader.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry that I cannot be present. I wanted to thank you, IoT One and MistyWest. We are very proud of what we are doing here at Satellite IoT. We really think that we're going to change and make better the world. So it's again a fantastic opportunity to receive such an award. Thank you very much, and have a nice day to everybody.
Congratulations to Gianluca. Our last video. Nader from Exxon.
I'd like to thank the Misty judges for this incredible honor and recognition. And I'd also like to extend the gratitude from the broader Exxon team for this award. This award really is a testament to their amazing work, because it's their dedication, creativity, and tireless efforts that have brought us to this point. From the brilliant minds of the autonomy and mapping team to the tireless efforts of the hardware and software engineers back at base, as well as the field engineers on the front lines and all the other departments that drive and support the business. Each and all have played a key role in taking what was an idea out of science fiction back in 2013 and making it a reality. I'm truly in awe by what we've achieved so far and the remarkable products and technologies that we have built. We're excited by the prospect of continuing to redefine what is possible and building technologies that will have great impact on employee safety and effectiveness while improving customer operations and productivity. So once again, thank you again for this wonderful recognition.
Huge congratulations to Nader and Exxon. And that's it for the awards. Now we are moving on to the happy hour. Is that right, Madison? We can post the happy hour link so people can search.
The Nordic's Design for Good Award.
Oh my gosh, I nearly forgot. I'm so sorry, Nordic.
It's because we're going over schedule, so we were like, let's get out of here. It's time for happy hour.
But no, of course not. This is actually extremely important. Nordic has chosen someone to win this award called the Design for Good Award.
And they don't know that they've won it yet.
They don't know that they won it yet. So Scott, go ahead. Scott, go ahead.
Yeah, so Scott had to drop off, but yeah, so Nordic is really proud to present the Design for Good Award. We kind of selected this award based on an individual whose work and resume kind of embody core environmental and social goals that really parallel Nordic Semiconductor's values. We're really aligned with the ESG goals from the UN, and yeah, So anyways, for this year's Design for Good Award, Nordic Semiconductor has selected Greg Stewart for his efforts in sustainable agriculture. So we're super excited to honor this award, and yeah, congratulations, Greg.
Congratulations, Greg. Do you want to say a couple words?
Oh, okay. So, well, thank you very much. And they're absolutely right that I didn't know this was coming, right? So, no, very much appreciated. So, thank you.
Welcome.
Congratulations. Thank you again, Nordic, for being a wonderful platinum title sponsor for the Misties. We hope to have you back again next year, and we're going to make it even better next year, I promise. Here's the full list of the winners. Everyone take a screenshot, share it far and wide.
I'll
Thank
be
you again,
posting
everyone.
to LinkedIn in the next 30 or next few minutes anyways.
Yeah, you can help share it on LinkedIn. We really appreciate that. And the link to come join the Zoom. So if you're already in the Zoom, stay in the Zoom. For those of you who aren't in the Zoom yet, the link is going to be posted to YouTube, and you will be able to come and join and ask questions and hang out. Just bear with us in a second here. We'll get it going, and then what we'll do is we'll do breakout rooms. So we'll create.
Yeah, I also just want to, so we'll move on to that in a moment. I'm just trying to quickly wrap this up to also mention that if you're interested in learning more about the Misties for next year, I'm going to drop the link to our general inquiry form into the YouTube chat as well. And that you can just add your email address, and then we will keep you on our list for when we start planning